This is about take 200. Try it one last time. Go.
Red? Or, yes, just a touch of orange. Oh, hello there. I must have left the door unlocked again. Can I help you? It's true, but I don't hire just anyone. So, let's see what you've got. Well, these look fantastic. So much detail and what accurate depictions. You've got some skill here. I spent years honing my skill, sharing my work with the people of Nava. But these days, I'm no longer interested in realism. I love the life flowing through abstract art. Unfortunately, there's not much interest for that style right now. I know it's hard to understand. You realists are also focused on accuracy of sight that you miss the accuracy of the heart. Anyway, I won't try to convince you. Anyway, your portfolio is exactly the kind of thing my customers love. How about this? I'm going to shut down my commissions. They've been leaving me uninspired this past year anyway. I'll pass on any new requests to you. Then I can really focus my time on these spots and blobs. Okay, I'll tell Art Dealer the situation. Our customers write down their requests in a ledger back in the gallery. Take a look through and see if there are any requests you'd like to paint.
Okay.
Sorry, you can't go up there right now. We're doing some renovations. Hard to say. Have a good one.
The problem I have right now is I can't go outside. I'm freeze.
Here. I moved here right out of college. Well, that sounds lovely.
me know if you need any weird tasting ground up plants. I already used it in a ritual, so you can't buy it back. They're a group of people who like drinking this special tea because it makes you have better dreams. They hang out in the cistern under the city. But my brother loves drinking the tea. I think they're kind of like the Roots. They love dream teas too, but they believe only their gods should be able to. Let me know if you need any weird tasting ground up plants.
I can't go outside. I can make a fire pit. No, I've already tried this before I recording. I can build a fire pit out there, but then I can't build a tent. It won't let me place it. Don't have enough money to buy that coat from that vendor. Not sure what I do. I real-time wait for dawn to arrive? Or I go out and freeze and probably get reset back in the inn, back in the other town. But I can easily travel between the two places. So, let's do it. Oh yeah, I know where I am.
thanks again for the inky caps. I can finally get some work done now. A beautiful city. And that for a friend like you, of course. See you.
My great-great-grandparents built this lodge. It's held up pretty well. You might have met my old friend Nika. She runs the inn over there. We used to get into a lot of trouble together. I heard there's an arts supplies store.
City folk. It's like they've never seen a... Sure, I can vouch for you. You really got me...
It was the guy who lost his and heard it down the coast and head back down that.
Sorry, I don't feel like chatting right now. Oh, you know about us. I wish I could invite you to join the group and drink some tea. But we have to be really wary of the Shez. They're always trying to destroy our plants. What if you're part of the Shez? And maybe I shouldn't tell you any of this. I'm already in enough trouble since I lost my amulet. If the Shez find it, they could infiltrate our tea room. It would be all my fault. They're a faith group. They think our use of the teas is sacrilegious and that their goddess will smite them or something if they don't steal everyone else's tea. It's annoying, though, because they already have plenty of tea and it all just rots away. But still, they want more. Sorry, I don't feel like chatting right now.
I've got to collect the 5 hot springs. This is one of them, I think. Yes, I got one.
Care to hear my song again? I could use the practice. I dream thy feet upon the shore, sitting by the sea, and the moon and the ocean stole your light unto thee. I dream of the lake beneath the stars, fish are by the stream, and its arms rolled above me. In the shade I lie like a tree. I dream and I long. Care to hear my song again? I could use the practice.
find something I can do, let Evelina know.
Need a lift? All right then.
Phew, at least I don't have to put 3 character references every time to cross the bridge. Sun just emerging from the eclipse. Yeah, mate.
Hello, brave traveller. I can see you have an adventurous spirit. I've got an excursion you're sure to love. Righto, sharp as a knife you are. This here is the Bursting Bubble. It has the ability to take passengers all the way up to the mountaintop. The ride is sure to give you a burst of adrenaline. You think so? Well, let me think. Aha! I'll call it the Sky Drop. Neverland? Curiosity Lift? Yeah, that's a perfect name. Much better. Thanks, friend. You know, when I invented this thing, I really thought it was going to revolutionize transportation. Imagine just flying right up to the tip-top of the world! Seems like something everyone would want to do. But for some reason, folks just don't seem to understand the idea. They can't seem to picture a balloon carrying people in the sky. I've hardly been able to get anyone out here to see it in person. Anyhow, thanks for helping with the name, Traveller. Seems to me that you're full of good ideas. Hello, good traveller. Hope things are going well for you. As for me, I still haven't got anyone new out here to fly with me. Shame, because I know anyone would love it if they saw it.
Seems like I've got to convince people to come out here.
friend. Glorious day, wouldn't you say? What an incredible day to be alive. Ah, I see you're a traveller. Swept in from some distant land. How enchanting. Ah, marvellous place, Eastshade. The only trouble is, traveller, the little mice. The little mice. You see, they've taken a liking to my garden. Not sure how they eat so much when I'm not looking. Must be bigger than I think. I'm standing guard, but it's not working. Somehow they're getting past me. Must be while I'm sleeping. Not that I mind, really. I'm glad they have a proper meal. But how I dream of cooking up a proper stew. Vegetable, of course. Can't have a good stew without an assortment of the finest crops, eh?
Delicious.
Tell you what, bring me 7 sticks so I can finish my fence. That just may do the trick against these crafty carrot eaters. Of course, I never let a friend journey on without a few glowstones to pad their pocket. How's 10 sound?
Sounds great, and I've already got what he's looking for.
Oh, isn't that perfect? I knew it was a good thing we met, traveller. Of course, I appreciate your help. Nothing wrong with running around picking up sticks, just don't forget to get lost once in a while, eh? And look around you, smell the roses. Oh, listen to me, I sound like an old-timer. Refreshing to hear someone say it other than myself. I'm sure the polite nature of Eastshade folk has a reputation far and wide. No chance someone would wrong another. Anyhow, thanks for getting these sticks for me. It's a full-time job standing guard. Why don't you come back in a day's time? That'll give me time to patch up this fence and see how it does against the little mice. See you soon.
Hi there, stranger. Come on in. Care for some tea? Or
I
maybe a
already did.
mead? Here you are, then. Nothing like a refreshing cup. I don't think I've seen your face before. Are you from out west? Ah, okay. I thought you might be from out west. I haven't met many Westerners. I was born and raised in Nava. I really wish more Westerners would come through this way. I really want to ask them about the drumming.
The what?
Have you heard the drums at night? I was just a child the first time I heard the drumming out in the Blushwoods. My best friend and I used to play out here a lot. We even found a drum once. Wish I could look at that thing, but it seems to have disappeared. Ever since I moved out here, I've only heard the drumming late in the night. Some nights I hear it, others I don't. Doesn't seem to be any pattern. I like the music. It's captivating. In fact, it's almost bewitching. But I've always been bewildered as to its source. I figure it must be some Westernly folk thing. Maybe the farmers from the Teethmore Bluffs throw parties in the Blushwood? Nobody in Nava seems to know anything about it. That's where I grew up. My best friend and I spent a lot of time out here, though, running through the Blushwoods. There was an old shack right in this very spot that we used as our hideout. Wasn't much more than a pile of boards back then, but I purchased the land and fixed it up. My son Finn brought his family out here, too. He always loved trees more than the bricks of the city. And I've got 5 beautiful grandchildren. Things couldn't be better.
Will I come back in a day's time for that? Ode to the Blushwoods. Everybody's got cats. This game's very relaxing to play. I reckon this would be a good spot for a painting. Oh yeah, Bob Ross style. Quick Hoof Coast. have a feeling the sun will be going down pretty soon.
Did you figure anything out? Oh God, did she tell you what she thinks of me? Really? I'm dying. Tell me what she said. Where's her favorite place? Really? Wow. I'd heard about it, but I didn't think it was real. It sounds like the perfect magical place. I'm going to start with the Thank you so much. I'm so nervous. This is going to be amazing. Wish me luck.
Oh my god, I can't believe this happened. Have you gotten any of the tubers back? I don't mean to rush you, but this is urgent.
Blimey, that view.
What's the password? And get lost.
What the?
Welcome to the inn below the tarnished teapot.
I found the inn.
Correct. That is the name. We once had another name, but everyone just called us that inn below the tarnished teapot. I don't really blame 'em. This place is a bit of a dump. The manager has really let it go. Me. Thanks. I try. Sounds hard. Welcome to the... I used to live on the mainland years ago. Working as a bricklayer was terrible. Hated every minute. Then my grandma died, bless her soul, and left me a son. Quit my job that day and got the first ship here. For no reason in particular. Just wanted to leave.
Bought this dumpy floor for dirt cheap. Didn't really know what I was doing. Now this city's a boom town, and I'm living off the reverse mortgage. Just goes to show, act impulsively, and sometimes you get rich. That's what I've learned anyway. Oh, and have some inheritance. It's kind of like a club. People go under the city to drink dream teas, relax, unwind. It used to be open for everyone, but it's pretty locked down now. Some folks have been trying to destroy or steal their tea plants, so they had to get real protective. There was a dream party out on the Salt Spring Coast a few nights ago. Who knows? Maybe you can make the right connections and get a chance to try some.
Gather round, come hear tale of trickery and wit. There was once a witch who lived in a tiny hut at the edge of a swamp. She was skilled in the healing arts and could cure nearly any ailment. Though she had many visitors, her truest companions were a cluster of spiders living under her table. One day, a man ambled up the path and knocked upon her door. "You must be the wise witch Flera, curer of all ills." He looked around the hut with a sneer. "People cross the world for your cures, and yet you live in this terrible shack. Surely folks pay dearly for the chance to continue breathing." But Flera was not one for glowstones, and she quite liked her home. She only stiffened and asked what his ailment was. So, he told her of the terrible pains and aches he suffered. Horrible scratching in his toenails, in each strand of hair, and in his tear ducts. It was a torture like none other. But he'd heard of the cure, only to be found in the swamp near her home. The only way to ease his pain? The heart root. Well, in all her years of saving lives, Flera had never heard of such a route. But the bog wasn't so treacherous, and she had gone in many times for lesser cures. So, she agreed to find the heart root, and the man agreed to wait in her hut. Flera trudged through the swamp, thick with slime and the stinking air heavy with rot. When she came to a clearing of black clay, she thrust her hands into the wet muck, but alas, nothing. She dug for hours, her back aching and fingernails packed with mud. Finally, just as twilight fell to darkness, she found it. A spiraled green tuber, pulsing and glowing like a star. She lifted the root, heavy with swamp water, and slid it into her bag. Not a moment later, something rustled in the shadows. A tiny silhouette showed itself beside her.
You have stolen from me. That root is not yours to take.
It hissed. The witch could just make out the sight of a moss elf, staring up at her in fury. She told him of the ailing man and the power of the strange root, but the moss elf only grew more angry and stamped his feet in the swampy muck.
It's a root of poison and destruction,
he screeched.
It cannot heal anything. I curse you. I curse you to remain in this bog forever.
And he snatched the root from her bag before darting back into the night. Flera's path melted away, replaced by a ring of identical tree trunks, branches crisscrossing, weaving a cage around her. Roots churned under her feet, and a bone-chilling mist draped itself over the bog. Flera sat down on a tree trunk and got to thinking, wondering about the man who had sent her in hunt of the root. Had he known the truth? Had he wanted to use it for evil? No way to tell, so she set to trying to remember if anyone had ever broken a moss elf curse. Just then, she felt a tickling down her arm and her leg. She fought the urge to swipe, and if it wasn't her own spiders, they brought terrible news. The supposedly ailing man had taken over Flera's hut, demanding riches and luxuries from the ill in exchange for false medicines. He'd thrown out her furniture and dumped the spiders into the rain, threatening to stomp them if they snuck back in. Now, it is often forgotten that spiders know an awful lot about a lot of things. With so many eyes and a knack for spinning tales, it's a natural skill. They knew exactly how to break a moss elf curse and set to spinning huge lacy webs, making a cocoon of the forest. They hummed softly, and when Flera cut through the silk, she was at the edge of the bog, her hut just up ahead. Laborers surrounded her home, painting and scraping, her precious herbs crushed beneath their feet. She peered through the window, and there was the man sitting upon a throne, and beside him, a large pile of jewels and glowstones. Flera burst through the door, and he jumped halfway to the sun. You've taken too much! There are hundreds of jewels before me, and not a one do you deserve! You haven't enough hands to even carry these riches, you snake! Now the spiders thought this was quite a funny idea, so they hummed again, and the man sprouted hundreds of hands, and his body grew long and snake-like. He shrunk smaller and smaller before slinking under the door and out into the bog. And so, you've now heard the tale of how centipedes came to be.
That took a while. and end session here. I think this video will be pretty big by now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.